and he always snuck a camera into the loft, the garage. And first couple of tries, you can't bring that in, and they will hold it. But every time he got inside to the hot club, he would manage to sneak some pictures, and that's how we were able to create the logo for Range Music NYC.
So today is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Who are we speaking with?
Hiram Cruz.
Let's go back to the beginning. Where were you born and where'd you grow up?
I was born in Puerto Rico in April of 1963.
Where in Puerto Rico?
Las Piedras, Humacao. That's in the eastern southern part of the island. And I came to the States 67, 68 to Connecticut. And from Connecticut,
What part of Connecticut?
it was, I believe, Norwalk,
Okay.
Connecticut. And, from Puerto Rico, you get to kindergarten there. You come into the States, you got to do kindergarten again. So, during the high school years, especially graduation, all the graduates were 17, 16, 17. I'm 19 years old, graduating high school. But that was the moving of, the parents. And once in Brooklyn, I kept, moving up the grades and finished high school. And I made sure that, I completed that. Yeah.
And then what was the music scene in New York like at that time when you were like 18, 19, 17?
The best years, 79, 80. That's when clubs, Studio 54, kind of too young to get in there, but the music scene, it was the best years, 79, 80, 81, 82. You're talking about, the Mecca years of the Loft, Bonds, the Garage. After Bonds closed, you had the Ozone Layer with David Morales and Ken Carpenter. And that was a Friday night party. Phenomenal party.
Let's go back to
And
the loft. Tell us a story about the first time you went to the loft. Who brought you there? What did you see? How did you feel? Did you know it was special at that time, or did it take some time for you to realize what was really going on?
yeah, the Loft was, we grew up in Williamsburg. So uh, from going to house parties in the neighborhood, we knew older people that, always talked about the Loft. We knew about it. We would go to a social club called Primos on Lynch Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And that's where I first heard the term, this guy's a loft killer. And Felix Mora was the DJ that night. He was one of my partners at the Prince and King parties that we did. Anyway, he played B-52's Rock Lobster. And the first time I saw someone do a cat stretch back break, a buddy of mine came over and said, "See that guy? That's a loft killer right there." And when I saw that, so I could do that. And I was at that time 16. I made it to the loft on a Halloween night. Um, it was 1981. I was 18 years old. So through the all the stories I heard about the law, I always heard you got to go downstairs. You got to go downstairs. So my first time there, I got in. Um, a gentleman by the name of Louis Zacharias sponsored me, and I see him every once in a while, every couple of years, but he's not in touch with the music scene any longer. Um, as he sponsored me, and um, as soon as I got in, I just went directly downstairs, and I said, let me see what this is all about. And at that time, I was in physical form, a gymnast, self-trained in calisthenics and body strength. And once I got down there, I was hooked, and I was there every Saturday. And the music, it finds you. It really finds you. Whatever hobbies you're into, you always find like-minded people that are into the same thing, and it's a small group. So the Loft was an extremely special place that to this day, uh, there we have so many friends that bonded, and it's something that will, you'll take it to the spirit world when you go. It's that powerful.
Was there a song that night that you remember? That first night?
The Loft, well, with Bunny Siegler, By the Way You Dance, that came out on Goldmine Records, 1979. And yeah, it was just strict underground dance music. It was never commercial, so you could not uh, hear it in the radio. It was never on the radio, so you wanted something more, and the Loft was it at the time.
How often
And
would you go?
basically every Saturday at 99 Prince, from 81 to closing. And from there, he moved to 240 East 3rd. And that party lasted till about 94, 95. Then he closed down and found another location on Avenue Way. And he kept getting smaller and smaller. And to the point where he would just do every 3 months, he would do a party, Mancuso. And yeah, it was a phenomenal time. And for people that took pictures in that establishment, those pieces are monumental relics. Paul, uh, from the teenage years, a school teacher always said, carry a camera and take pictures wherever you go. And he always snuck a camera into the loft, the garage. And first couple of tries, you can't bring that in, and they will hold it. But every time he got inside to the hot club, he would manage to sneak some pictures, and that's how we were able to create the logo for Range Music NYC, which is the one arm handstand, and it was done on a 1 minute take, precisely done, and like nothing happened. Nobody saw the picture being taken.
Amazing. This was at the loft or the garage?
This was at the loft,
Wow.
downstairs at 99 Prince. And yeah, the T-shirt I have on, if you can see it, that's where the logo uh, originated from. That picture. That's the
So
person.
So you must have amazing photos from that era.
Yeah, yes, we do. We have a few. Yeah.
How many photos do you have? A couple of hundred?
No, not a couple of hundred. Um, from East Third, Prince, not many. You had to sneak them in. There's
Mm-hmm.
quite a few, but yeah, it's only a handful of pictures. It's not a
Got
lot.
it.
Only
Got
a
it.
handful. I'll
How would
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see them. So we could talk about
Uh,
them
yeah,
more. Yeah.
I'll definitely send you the ones we have. Yeah.
So how would you describe the loft for someone that's never experienced it?
It's either it's for you, and if it's not for you, you won't come back. Again, it's not for everyone. And it I don't know how could I describe it? It's a special breed, and you have to really really be into the music, into the dance, and have an open mind. And it was the lawful. It was not a club. It was a party. It was a party, and you had a hold an invitation to beat let in, and yeah, it was an extremely special party.
And tell us about David Mancuso.
David Mancuso, uh, he yeah, David. He was every time I walked in, he was fully in concentration with the selections of what we records he was playing, and he didn't really talk much. And all you was seeing him sway back and forth for 12 hours, and he would just get into his zone, and that would be it. But he would just yeah he would take you on a journey. He would take you on a journey, and I'll never forget the image. And for most people, me too, it's like seeing Jesus Christ on the altar, playing records. Yeah.
That's a great analogy. And then tell us about the first time you went to the Paradise Garage. Who took you there and what did you experience?
Paradise Garage, I got in there in 1981 also, at the age of 18, after like, wow, 3, 4 tries. And I had some friends that worked there. So I never became a member per se, but it was usually on Friday, the garage, and Saturday, the loft. And it went like that for 8, 10 years. From 81 to closing, so 87, 6 years, 81 to 87 to the last day. Um, that's how long. Yeah, I went to the garage. So it was yeah, 7 years going there.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm not just a party notched up in steroids, man. To this day, I've never heard a sound system like that, and I think I never will.
How did the loft influence dance music and club culture beyond New York City?
The loft, even the records that Mancuso was playing, Larry, he would play some of them um, early on, and yeah, Larry, it was a testing ground for the sound system at the garage. Mancuso's music, it hit. It was the fabric that how can I say it? The acoustics, the musical selections, uh, basically, yeah. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Um, yeah, certain clubs would try to mimic that, but couldn't come close. Like I will go out to other clubs and they weren't how do you say match, the selections and even the sound. Um, yeah, it's so much. Yeah,
No, I get it. I get it.
there's so
Um,
much going through the yeah.
talk to me about um, let's talk about the Prince and King parties. Tell us about the history of the Prince and King parties.
Prince and King, I create. Yeah, I can see you there. You can see it from there. Yeah, I created that party about a year after the garage closed. So the first one, if I remember correctly, was February of 1988. And me and Orderfred and Jeff Gonzalez, Angel Cologne, we would get together and do these parties. Yeah, the Prince and King parties, and we would come as close as possible to decorate it with balloons and have that lofty feel atmosphere. And the music, the selections, even the new stuff that would come out that David was not playing, we would and interact with that and mix it in as well. Um, After a few years, we didn't do any parties, and another brother, TC, he was the light man for Mancuso. We happened to meet up, and we scheduled to do a vinyl session in his basement in Williamsburg also. And yeah, a couple of buddies that were older that were going to the garage, they came down to TC's house as well. So they were looking through the records and they saw a stamp, a Prince and King stamp. And one of them goes, yo, I like that name. Uh, can we use that? So Orderfred goes, yeah, well, you're gonna have to ask, Hiram for permission to use that. So that was yeah, Felix Mora and Charlie Bott. And Felix Mora was a working DJ, excellent selector, excellent mixer. And that was like 2011. And we did the first vinyl party together on South Fifth Street in Williamsburg, and had about 400 people there. Uh, great
Wow.
party, great party, man. Um, and from that day on, we ran that party for close to 7 years. We found a location in Lower East Side, Chinatown, Manhattan. And that party for me began at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would pick up Orderfred, drive up to the tip of Manhattan, 265th Street, load up, drive back down, offload. By 12:30, 1 o'clock, we were all wired up and playing music. And at 2 in the morning, we would have to stop the party, end the party, break it down, load up, and drive back up. So
Wait, hold up. This was on the street?
this was No, this was it was under a church. It had a huge
Oh,
um dance hall under the church.
wow.
It was a beautiful place. Everyone loved it. So that party again, it began for me at 7 a.m. and I will get home 7 a.m. the next day. So that was, yeah, a 24-hour day for me. And behind the scenes, the work, people don't see the work that goes into it. It's a lot of work. And we all did it for the passion of the love of music, seeing the dancers enjoy themselves. And yeah, that would put a big smile on our faces, and a lot of memories were made there. It was a great party, man.
So, controversial
Yeah,
question. Are you ready?
go ahead.
How many pieces of vinyl do you own?
Wow. In well, close to 45 years of collecting, I would say about 20,000 records.
Wow.
But that's your own digging. That's, it's not a record pool where you receive 20, 30 pieces a week. This is a built up collection that took basically a whole lifetime. And with you can't depend on the music parties to make a living. So you got to hold down a job. So I added the years together, and with the years working and collecting and doing parties, uh, I counted 86 years
Wow.
combined together. So it's and you got to start at a young age. You can't be 50 years old and start collecting build up a library. It's something you got to do young, and I wouldn't change it. I would, what's more important, time or money? I'd rather take the time. Money always comes and goes, but time doesn't.
That's so true.
And speaking of time, I'm out of time. There is no time left. So that's why you got to cherish every day, every day. Yeah,
Tom, talk to me about the golden era of house in New York City.
yeah. The golden era of house, house music. It's a cliche to me. It's always been dance music to me. And the first time I heard house was back in '85 when Larry was playing Colonel Abrams and pieces like Running overdubbed with Boy Jarvis on his keyboard. And that's the first time I heard the term house. And it kept getting popular and popular. And, the origination of it, Chicago. Frankie Knuckles he's from New York. And he got his break out in Chicago, and he blew up over there. So it's the Chicago house scene. Um, in my opinion, I heard it here first, and they took the name and made it their own, and they did a phenomenal job. It's a vibe, but to me, it's a cliche of another form of dance music to move your body and get your feet in rhythm and tap the dance floor.
How do you feel about the term soulful house?
Soulful house, it's more in my per se uh for me at a slower beat, 112, 118. um it's you could dance to it smoothly, um and yeah, that's my definition of it, the soulful house.
let's talk about DJing. How has DJing changed in the course of the past 25 years from your perspective?
Yeah, DJing for the past 25 years is it's gotten easier. Um, no one has to carry 10 crates of records. So what I would have to say about that is, again, now most people they'll buy a controller, a laptop, and they're a DJ overnight. Uh, but it's the knowledge that you have to acquire, knowing the music that you're gonna play, and you have to have a great selection. So yeah, I'm basically, I still lug records, not as much, 2 bags. Um, I always prefer playing vinyl opposed to digital. And if I have to, I'll do digital. Yeah, but yeah, I don't play out as much at all. If at that, I'll play every once in a while, and I just basically enjoy my library and find pieces that I bought 35 years ago that I'm rediscovering again.
That's
So,
amazing.
so that's where the Prince and King parties come in, so you could hear what you didn't know you want to hear.
I love that. I love that. How do you feel about the term lofting?
Lofting, I didn't hear about that term, wow, 20 years after. Yeah, that's lofting. That's lofting. It's a term to make it sound smoother. But in where we grew up, that term was called lofter, a lofter. And if you were real smooth on the floor, you were called a loft killer, and that's the Williamsburg term. So the term lofting, I didn't hear about that maybe 20 years after that, and I'm going back to 1978. Yeah.
Um, I want to go back to DJing really quickly. Who are your 3 favorite DJs and why?
There's a few. Well, yeah. Number one, David Mancuso for again um, opening up the mind to travel with music. I mean, pieces that the camera. Yeah, pieces that okay, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
With your phone.
Pieces that
For your face.
pieces that Mancuso would play, you wouldn't hear, yeah. You wouldn't hear anyone else play it but him. You would have to go to his house to hear it. So you have Mancuso, Larry Levan, T. Scott, another one,
And Carpenter.
phenomenal. Ken Carpenter at Bounds. Yeah, he gave the garage competition every Saturday night, and that space of a club. Uh, Timmy Regisford years later on the radio, uh, like just a DJ. I saw him yesterday on your interview, and he hit it spot on. The underlays, the first one to do that, Timmy Regisford, and Boy Jarvis under the underlay on the keyboard. And there's so many DJs. Marilyn Bob, another one. Yeah, their style of playing, their mixing.
Tony Humphries.
Yeah, Tony Humphries, Walter Gibbons. Never heard him play, but all his mixes, masterpieces.
Thank you for that. Uh, what would you? What is underground dance music?
Underground dance music has no expiration date. Underground dance music, you can play it now, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now. And if you don't know the piece, it'll be like the first time you heard it. Underground has no, it's like a line that doesn't end. And you know, we're constantly, continuously finding pieces to add to that line. It has no endpoint.
Let's talk about DJing. Is there when you're DJing, you know, at your Prince and King parties, is there a song or a track that's your go-to? Where like, the people are not really in a mood
Yeah,
today. Let me play this jam, and I know this will wake them up. What's that
yeah.
go-to track for you?
You will have to play, yeah, certain A tracks. Very important. To get, you know, the crowd um into, you know, their vibe. Uh, Pieces of, wow, Candido, Jingo. That was a constantly played record on BLS. And yeah, it's still like it's a B track, but a dance classic. Um, and you know, again, you can't be playing bangers all night long. Also, you have to drop the tempo and you know, uh, give it a wave of back and forth. Yeah, and certain records, you know, Prince and King was basically um, it was all vinyl party, and it specifically targeted records from the Loft and Garage era. And the people that came down, that's what, you know, they wanted to hear. And that party attracted many members from those two clubs. And it was just a way of saying thank you for the years of dedication to dance music. And that's how Prince and King came about. And we still do parties every once in a while, once a year, twice a year. We'll do a party here and there. Yeah.
Uh, if you could have one more conversation with David Mancuso, what would you say to him?
It's, yeah, it's very simple, man. Thank you for the years of uh, dedication to this art form. That it's a dying breed, and everything I learned by watching, I carry that torch, and that's what I try to do in my parties. You know, capture those moments and play specific tracks that meant a lot to me, and also to tribute Mancuso.
Then, what do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah, that's I never really thought about that. I'm just passing through in this world of the living, and once I'm gone, uh, I'll be remembered by a few people, but yeah, I don't. It won't bother me if I'm not remembered at all. It won't bother me. So with that being said, yeah, I'll just move on to the spirit world and wherever it may be. Whoever's living and they're still here, they'll remember me for the music and the great parties that we did.
And then the next to last question is, what advice do you have for the next generation?
Love what you do. It's not work. Whatever art form it is, if it's painting, if it's playing music, any type of sport that you're phenomenal at, keep doing it till you can't do it no more. And pass it on to the next one. Just the DJ, Amir, those two kids, they're phenomenal. My hat's off to them. It puts a smile on my face. And they carry a torch and they absorb and they study. So yeah, it all depends on the individual. The only thing I could say is don't be a career criminal. Do good, be good, and set examples, good examples.
Thank you so much. And that's the last question is, if somebody wants to book you, what's the best way to get a hold of you? You want to share your Instagram or something?
Yeah, Instagram at Cruz Hiram Instagram. Very simple. Email hiramcruz11@gmail. And we have the Range Music page on Instagram, group page, Prince and King group page. It's a musical page. And that page is solely set up for music, history. That's all it's about. No egos, no drama, no politics. Just music and arts. And I believe, anyone who plays music, we are the peacekeepers on this planet. We need more of us than the wrong people that are running this earth.
So well said. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today. This was a fantastic interview. I'm doing other interviews about Albert, and so once I do all of those interviews, I'm going to combine them into one master interview.
Yes.
So I'll let you know when it goes live.
MUEMA, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and keep doing what you do. Love your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.